Hello my lovely friends, and welcome back to another video. So today's video, I really want to share with you how to grocery shop on an extreme budget. As you know, this week I am on a £10 a week food shop challenge, and it's only day one and I'm already thinking about how I can rethink the way that I do my grocery shopping, and also how I can become better with my food budget, because I was content that, you know, I was doing really well, but obviously going on a food budget challenge is teaching me that actually there is more that can be done and I need to be a little bit more creative. So obviously, as it be the case, on this channel we like to do a lot of things on frugal living, so I thought I would find some more tips on how I can become better, not only with my food shopping, but also how I can become even more extreme in reducing that food budget down. So today's video, we're going to be looking at how to grocery shop, or how to do your food shop on an extreme budget. And before we get started, if you are new here, hi, my name's Yvonne, and I make new videos every week, mainly talking about how to save money, make money, and grow your money. And that's because I'm on a personal journey to financial freedom, and I'm sharing all the tips, tricks, and hacks that are helping me along the way in the hope that they can help you too. So if you like that type of content, please make sure to hit that like button. Of course, consider joining our community. It's absolutely free to do so. Just hit that little red subscribe button down below, and of course share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. Okay, so today's article is from Feast for a Fraction, and it's by a lovely lady called Sarah, and she's going to teach us how to do an extreme budget food shop. So as per usual with our frugal living tips, let me know what score you get at the end of this. I'm going to keep score tab up here, and I'm going to show you exactly how many of these I do. So the first thing she says is don't be afraid to eat the same thing multiple days in a week. But what she says is that you should make a large batch of something and then have it for dinner 2 or 3 nights over the course of the week. So she recommends having things like spaghetti or chili, or just budget friendly dinners that you can bulk cook and just have multiple times a week. So I know that this is something that I do, but I don't know if I can have it for 3 nights a week. I know I can do it for 2 nights a week, just because I tend to also have leftovers as well. So I actually don't have a problem having leftovers, but to have leftovers and then have the same thing at dinner, then I have leftovers again and then have it for the same thing at dinner, I don't know if I can do it. I think I can only have about 2 dinners and 1 leftovers, and then it kind of has to change, to be honest with you. I can probably max it out to 2 dinners, 2 leftovers. Choose 1 protein for the week so you can get the bulk discount. Now, under normal circumstances, I don't like having 1 protein for the week. I always like to have at least 1 fish meal, 1 red meat meal, and 1 white meat meal, and then the rest, at least have 2 vegetarian meals a week. So I try to like vary it up in that way. And then the carbohydrates can be basically the same thing, mainly just pasta or rice, to be honest with you, but the meats are the ones that usually change. But what I don't do is have like protein from like things like legumes or beans, which is something that I need to incorporate more into our diet. So maybe that's actually something that could save me money, is if in 1 week I just choose chicken for 1 week, salmon for 1 week, or fish for another week, and then just think of it that way rather than buying different ones. Buy 1 pantry staple per week until your pantry is fully stocked. So she talks about building a pantry is so important when you're on a tight budget, and you can make it approachable by adding 1 or 2 items to your pantry every single week. So she recommends buying like salt, pepper, sugar, flour, just the basics that you would have in your house, and then just having those available to you all the time. Now, this is something that I do. I already have like a spice cupboard that has all the spices that I need, and I think I only ever top up that cupboard maybe like every 4 or 5 months, just because I already have everything that I have in there and I never have to worry about them, and that way I can just make something really quickly without worrying about that. I also tend to do that with tinned tomatoes as well. Things like tinned tomatoes, chickpeas, kidney beans, those are things that I always have as staples in my house, and if ever we don't have any food, then I know that those things are always there. Same thing with coconut milk as well. And the next one is buy whole and cut it up yourself. I do this when it comes to like fruits and vegetables. I won't buy pre-cut fruit and vegetables. I would rather buy the fruit myself, cut it up, and then have it in the fridge and sit there. But I don't do this when it comes to things like meat. Like I won't buy like a whole fish or a whole chicken and cut it up myself. It makes more sense. My mom absolutely does this and she's really good at this, but I prefer to just buy the bits that I want. But this makes sense actually, because you would save a lot of money doing this. Let me know in the comments below if you do this with your meat or if you don't. The next one she says is, don't forget the incredible versatility of eggs. Now, eggs are a staple in my household. My son absolutely loves them. I absolutely love them. I tend to have them for lunch or brunch because I usually don't have breakfast. So eggs are usually like the best thing for me to have. Usually just have like an omelette with a slice of toast, or just an omelette on its own, packed with like a salad or veggies. And it just makes a lot of sense because eggs are actually relatively really cheap. Now I want to get to the point where I can go to a farm and get the eggs straight from the farm. I think that will work out better, but you know, we're not there yet. But yes, I agree. Absolutely include eggs in your diet. They're so good and they work out so much cheaper than, for example, buying like a sandwich or buying something else. Eggs are just amazing. And she goes, get familiar with substitutions. So instead of butter, use shortening. Mix 1 cup of milk with 1 tablespoon of lemon juice to make buttermilk. Rather than expensive chicken breast, use thighs or legs. Cook a batch of dried beans and store them in 2-cup portions rather than using canned beans. And then make your own powdered sugar by blending granulated sugar in a blender or food processor until it's absolutely fine powder. I like this a lot, and this is something that I definitely would like to do a little bit more of. So usually I buy buttermilk when I'm making chicken, but I didn't know all I had to do was just do milk with a tablespoon of lemon juice, because I always have milk in my house, well, except for this week on this challenge. But that makes so much sense. Now I personally could not give up butter. I love butter. I love the taste of it. I like the way it cooks. I like it spread on my toast. I don't know if I can make that switch. Sometimes they're just little luxuries that you've got to give yourself. So I don't buy chicken breast. I personally find that I'll either buy only frozen, and that's usually one to just keep us for when we're in between food shop trips. I always prefer to use thighs or leg, just because I feel like the bone adds a little bit more flavor to the food. Now I used to do quite a lot when it came to like dried beans. I would always have dried beans, dried lentils, dried chickpeas, and then all you have to do is just soak them before you use them, and then you know you can use them much more rather than buying them in canned. And it obviously works out so much cheaper because you get so much more in the dried version than you would get in the canned version. It's something that I'm going to do in my budget anyway. The next one is make from scratch when it's cost effective. So she says, depending on the cost of ingredients, it can actually be worthwhile to make your own things at home. So for example, 1 loaf of no-knead bread costs less than 67 cents in ingredients, but if you can find bread for $1 per loaf, this may not seem like such a great deal, but if you're used to spending £2 or £3 per loaf, then the savings can add up. So that makes absolute sense for things that you normally can just make yourself at home rather than buying, but you have to work out the cost of the ingredients. Now I always think convenience wins, but I do agree where it is possible you can make them from scratch. So personally, I know like there's some like dishes that I make at home that I would never ever find in this country, and it just makes sense that if I do find them, then the price is so expensive, so it just makes sense that I make them at home, get the ingredients, make them at home, and it's so much easier that way. So I think this one is a little bit something that I need to think about myself, and you get an extra skill. And then she says, utilize discount store and get familiar with which stores have the best prices. I personally don't think you should do all your shopping in one shop. You kind of need to get to the point, and I've gotten to the point where I know where is the best place to go for what, and always have one dedicated day where you do your shopping and you go to the places that you need to go to get everything that you need to get. So for example, I won't buy cleaning products. I would never buy my cleaning products in a supermarket. It makes more sense for me to go to B&M where they're significantly cheaper, but I can do that all. I can plan my day around that and make sure that I'm not driving too far out as well and wasting petrol, because that's the other thing you need to consider as well. But yes, I totally agree with that. Just avoid convenience items. So convenience items like microwavable seasoned rice packets or cereals are usually more expensive than the alternative. So I personally do not. I always buy rice and I cook it on a hob all by myself. I buy rice in bulk because I know it's such a staple in our household that it makes sense for me to buy it in bulk and then not buy microwavable or anything that's convenience. It just makes sense. Same with cereal as well. Instead of buying like the little boxes of cereals, just buy the big one, non-branded, and you save yourself money as well. And then she says, make your meal plan based on what is on sale. Yes, I totally agree with this. I always say that it's really important to make sure you go online first and see what's available in store or what's on offer in store before you make your shopping list or anything like that. And that's what I like to do. I always like to go see and then think about where I can swap. So instead of, for example, if I had something that had, I don't know, broccoli, but I can see that cabbage is on offer, then I make that substitution. So it just makes sense to do that. Buy produce in season. Yes, plan your food around the season, because the things that are in season are always going to be cheaper than something that is off season. So for me personally, this is especially true when it comes to like fruits. I refuse to buy strawberries in winter just because they're not in season. But when it's, you know, summertime, there are plenty of strawberries available. So I always try and make sure that our food and my shopping list is always in line with what's in season. And that way, it just works out cheaper as well. And then the final thing she talks about is make sure that you learn the coupon policies at your go-to stores. Now in the UK, we don't really have that much of a coupon culture. I wish we did, but wherever there is, so for example, if I shop at Lidl, I do have their Lidl app, and it gives you a few coupons here and there, and that can save you money as well. But for the most part, I will always try and make sure I go online, see what's on offer, and then go forward. But I wish we had more coupons here. You know, so this is what I scored. I think that I've done quite well when it comes to this. Obviously, there are a few areas that I need to focus on and become better when it comes to my food shop budget. And let me know in the comments below, what did you get? What did you score? Do you have any more extreme budget food, grocery hacks, tips for us? As we are a community who love to share all our money saving tips. Let me know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this content, please make sure to hit that like button, and of course to consider subscribing and joining our community. It's absolutely free. And of course, share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. And if you like free money, who doesn't like free money? Please make sure to hit that stocks and shares link down below. Start investing. It makes your money grow, and before you know it, you might even end up being a millionaire. But you have to take the first step and start investing. So use those stocks and shares link down below, deposit some money in your account, and you could get a stock and share worth up to £100, and that's potentially 99 free pounds just for you. Just for that. Also, don't forget to check out these videos, which will show you all the personal finance tips I'm currently implementing in my life, as well as the food budget I'm currently implementing in my life that is saving me thousands and thousands of pounds. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you in the comments down below, and of course I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.